in the year putting belt to ass and whipping up on kids.
And for the record, I ain't even plead the fifth.
Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. So Supersonic, aka the OTC, came out there, opened the show, and was like, Dallas, acknowledge me. And acknowledge him, they did. But then you have fake ass Long Island Medium, the thief, come out there. And I'm gonna tell y'all this now. That man's a thief. Okay, if he's willing to steal the shoes off of another grown man's feet, okay, and he can't even fit the shoes, and he just walking around with the shoes around his neck, I'm inclined to believe that he would steal a pack of frozen chicken from my deep freezer and then come back and steal the deep freezer and then say that's not enough and come and steal the copper out my goddamn walls. That man's a thief. I'm not acknowledging the thief. No, ma'am. No, sir. Ain't gonna happen. Nope. But they going back and forth, going back and forth, going back and forth. Afa and Sika come up in this conversation. I was like, you probably shouldn't bring up, his father and his uncle since they've gone on to glory. And me personally, if you bring up my relatives that have gone on to glory, especially ones that I was really close to, or just so happen to be my uncle and my father, belt to ass. It has to happen. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So they going back and forth. The thief mentioned Afa and Sika. The dumbass, aka fake ass Long Island Medium, mentioned Afa and Sika. And I was in Atlanta, Georgia around the time of Nook If You Buck, We Some Head Busters, Bia Bia, and every other tear the club up song, to the point of that's why y'all got sections in the clubs now instead of being able to go out there and party and have fun because them people tore up them people's establishments. Yeah, he was like, listen, we can do this right here, right now. We can do this right here, right now. I don't care what you say. We can do this wherever you want to do it. Doesn't really matter. You talk about you on your time. No, baby, you on my time. You're always going to be on my time. Because it doesn't matter if it's this week, next year, or the next century. I'm always going to be that dude. Okay? They're always going to acknowledge me. And I was like, that's not how he said it, but that's what I heard. Okay? So they agree that it's going to be a crown jewel in an Australian street fight. And I was inclined to believe that the OTC probably would have had this one had it not been for the fact that he got one up on that man. And since by the time the show ended, that man did not get one up on him, I'm a little scared. I am not going to hold you. I believe in him. I believe in Supersonic, but Now, shout out to the lady who was in the audience when they kept trying to make it seem like the thief took out OTC all by himself. And she was like, no, you didn't. You needed help. And I was like, that's exactly what happened. You didn't take him out by yourself. You needed help. It was 1-2. It was a jumping situation. I could see if you was putting belt to ass by yourself and he had to be carried out on a stretcher because you did all the work. But it's a 1-2 situation. Speaking of, division or whatever they calling themselves, Ken Hill, after the whole vignette plays of him and Codarius, Alejandro, Ricardo, Jontavius Rhodes, and that whole situation of what they got going on leading up to Crown Jewel, he's asking the fake ass Long Island Medium, what happens if I lose? And basically that man told him, you're gonna lose favor in the locker room. And it's just like, kayfabe wise, them people ain't fooling with him after him and the crew beat their asses and cost them opportunities. Please. Okay, you're gonna lose favor with the Bronze. And it's just like, well, the Bronze would sell him up and down the river once they're given the opportunity to do so. Okay, they not family. Okay, family eventually come back together, especially when somebody talking crazy and you need to put belt to ass that way. But when it boils down to it, when it comes down to it, when y'all not family for real and y'all just cool, or y'all just workplace associates or workplace proximity friends, yeah, you're gonna sell that person out in a heartbeat. You're not gonna have a shouldn't I or should I moment. You have those moments with family. Well, what's gonna happen with me and you, Paul? Oh, I'm going to wonder if you lose to Codarius. I'm going to wonder why I chose you over Roman Reigns. I was like, oh, well, he told him just like that. Now, Rebecca was there earlier. She was pacing and upset because she had a match earlier, and that match was with Maxxine Dupree. And y'all need to put some respect on Maxxine's name because Maxxine has been putting belt to ass. Maxxine has been down there in the dungeon working her ass off and getting better at this. And you just don't get to see it unless you actually go on YouTube and look up Main Event. I got to see her wrestle at Main Event when it came to my city for Monday Night Raw, and she's gotten so much better. She was not letting up for Rebecca. Rebecca thought she was going to be light work, and she was not. She was not light work. She was not letting her just whoop her like the last time. She was fighting back. Okay, Rebecca thought this was going to be easy. It wasn't. To the point where she eventually, it broke down to her throwing Maxxine out the ring and throwing Maxxine into stuff and throwing stuff at Maxxine, trying to make a little furniture move and slow on and so forth, and then rolling back in the ring and cussing at Jessica and putting her finger all up in Jessica's face, basically telling Jessica to count, but every time Maxxine would get up, she would roll out and put hands on her. So if she gets up on the announce table and showboat and talk about she's the best, she's this, she's that, Maxxine then got back in the ring, and who got counted out? Rebecca. Now who back there pacing, talk about we don't deserve her, and she not going to Perth, and she not this, and she not that. Rebecca, she done lost it. But it's just like, hey, this your fault. You picked the fight with Maxxine, but you thought Maxxine was easy work. You thought she was light work. You thought she was... And she showed you she wasn't. Baby, speaking of people and the mess that is happening, why Judgment Day, as in Finn, JD McBighead, and fake ass Tom Selleck try to play Mr. Silk Press face, talk about he not gonna beat John Cena, he not that dude, and him and the Father of Dragons ain't gonna get these tag team championships. And he was like, alright, okay, you talking all that mess. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna find me another partner, and we're gonna I'm gonna show you how a bitch go down a slide, okay? And show him he did. Now, mind you, when he and the Father of Dragons rolled up on Penta, aka Bad Bitch Penta, to ask if he wanted to, team with them tonight, we didn't even get to see him say okay, because we hear all this hollering and screaming. What's all the hollering and screaming? Baby, why is Birdie and Mrs. Two-Face, aka Lyra and Bailey, over here jumping Raquel? Okay, they beating Raquel down. Roxanne roll up, they start whooping up on her too, to the point where Adam got to pull them apart, and Adam over here hollering and screaming and cussing and fussing. I was like, ooh, he didn't turn red. His blood pressure up. Child, you better go take your medication. Okay, and this all stems from them fighting earlier, as in Roxanne and Lyra. They fought earlier. They always put on a really fun technical match to me. I always love it. And the match eventually breaks down because Roxanne hyperextended the bird lady, aka Birdie, hyperextended her arm and stomped down on it. So she working with one arm, and she really trying to fight back. But obviously when Raquel get involved, and Raquel did eventually knock Bailey down, can't nobody help Lyra. So Roxanne ends up picking up the win, and Bailey was like, we got to get them back. She yanked Bird Lady up by her bad arm and said, we got to go put belt to ass, and that's what they did. Now, when it came to this 6-man tag match, everybody was in there thumping. There was never not a time where nobody was not just beating the hell out of each other. Honestly, it's what I can say about it. But that match eventually broke down because Rusev came out there because he on fake ass Tom Selleck's ass about that Intercontinental Championship, and ended up eating a boot from Penta that was meant for fake ass Tom Selleck. And fake ass Tom Selleck got the hell out of Dodge and left Finn and JD on their own, on their lonesome. And JD ate a Styles Clash. And Uncle Allen, because they interrupted him during his interview, was like, y'all talk about the story leading up to Crown Jewel when it comes to me and Dimples, but let's be clear on something. There doesn't need to be a story. The match itself is going to, going to tell the story, and we're going to shut shit down. And I was like, I believe you. Speaking of shutting shit down, listen, Juicy J and Big James was basically telling, Supersonic that they was going to be out there for him at Crown Jewel, to help, because why you talk about family? Now, Big James said we, Juicy J said me, and OTC said, I don't need, neither one of y'all can do it on my own. But why are you out here trying to be worried about me talking about Juicy J? You need to be worried about yourself. Didn't I tell you need to worry about yourself? Worry about the doors that's being open for you. And who's on at the top of the hour when you're not? Oh, Larry's daddy? Maybe need to go handle that. And Big James, I heard that, because even when I'm not around, I'm around Supersonic. What's the issue with him talking to me and listening to me and asking me for advice? What's the issue? And it's like, now you know what the issue is, sir. You know what the issue is. Stop playing these games. You know what the issue with him listening to you is. Acting like you don't know. Act like you know. Act like you know. Okay? So, when he go out there, because first is Larry's daddy. Larry's daddy come out there and is basically saying, I started this year putting belt to ass and whooping up on Kitten Hill. And I'm going to end the year putting belt to ass and whipping up on Kitten Hill and becoming world heavyweight champion again, because while maybe y'all think I deserve it, I need to earn it. And let's be clear on something. Kitten Hill can't see me in a one-on-one match. He'll never be able to see me. He'll never be able to touch me in a one-on-one match. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? So Mr. Talk Game came out there and basically is like, listen, you seem like you a good husband. Okay, but you are weak sauce as a champion. You got pinned as a champion. And then at Clash, you got pinned again. Like, what are we talking about? Okay, I deserve to be champion. And all y'all talking about, oh, you ain't never been champion, is going to happen because the last person to pin Kitten Hill and get one up on him is me. I pinned him. And I won another match via disqualification. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Juicy J came out there and basically said, I never got my rematch for my World Heavyweight Championship. That's what it's going to be. I'm the next champion. I got next. The line starts behind what? Me. 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. Stop playing. Like, I could have said it the right way, but you know, we talking, right? Baby, that broke down. Child, Liz Daddy dressed like Wanda. Juicy J dressed like Cosmo. You got they son over here. Or no, not even they son. Okay, just the op that they look at like, oh, we got an op in common. Okay, even though we're fighting, we're gonna have an op in common. And you got Timmy Turner and Big James. Now, they told Juicy J, you's a tag team wrestler and maybe you need to stick to that. And I felt like, oh my God. A little disrespectful. And brought Big James in, and Big James came down there, and Big James is trying to stop these situations from happening. But you know what happens? Pure fucking chaos, because it breaks down into, I'm sorry, Mr. Talk Game ate a boot. Not even a boot. He ate an Air Force One from Juicy J. And then Big James is hopping in between Cosmo and Wanda, because Wanda is like, oh, so I feel like we cool, and honestly that shoe was meant for him. The shoe to the face was meant for him, and interrupting was not for me, but was for him. And Cosmo is looking like, what you talking about? They start going back and forth trying to get at each other. Timmy Turner's in the middle trying to break them up. Cosmo throws Timmy Turner to the side. Not even Cosmo. Wanda throws Timmy Turner to the side, pops Cosmo in the face. And Timmy Turner's like, now, first of all, I know you just hit my brother in the face. Second of all, I know you didn't just throw me. And then Wanda eats Air Force One to the face. And it's just like, baby, this is a mess. Now, that breaks down until later on. Juicy J is ranting and raving to Supersonic. And I got punched in the face for no reason. And when Big James come up, you over here got us tag team match. I'm out here trying to run a play. I'm focused on the World Heavyweight Championship. What are you doing? And you on his side? Like, he is upset, honey. Okay, he was like, you need to get with the program. You need to be on my side. He was like, I'm always on your side. Baby, Big James looked at Supersonic and said, you hear things and I hear things too. And I'm here to tell you that I'm nothing like you. And he, as in my brother, as in Cosmo, as in Juicy J, is damn short nothing like you. And, you know, Supersonic was like, listen, the moment your brother won that World Heavyweight Championship, whether you like it or not, he did become like me. And the best way you could help him is to stay out of his way. Now, when we got to that main event, baby, welcome to the Uso Penitentiary. They worked so damn well together. I was like, I miss them so much as a tag team, but I really want to see them as individuals, and I want to see Big James get him an opportunity. I feel like Big James, in the sense of him trying to be the peacemaker, maybe you stop being the peacemaker and go after you some gold. Maybe take an Intercontinental Championship up off of somebody. Maybe you become the Mega Championship, AAA Mega Champion. I don't know. Something need to happen for you. Maybe you become World Heavyweight Champion. Oh, but I don't want the brothers fighting. Child, it'll happen eventually. It'll break down eventually, because we do need to run back that WrestleMania match. Anyway, because I know they could put on a better match than that. Baby, they whooping up on both of them. Eventually, the match did break down because Big James got pushed into Juicy J. It was a whole thing. But this how the match ended. This how the show ends. Juicy J ends up eating a GTS. And before Larry's daddy could pin him, Mr. Talk Game tags himself in, pins him, and he's looking like, gotcha, bitch. Larry's daddy's looking like, oh, I'm gonna have to whoop your ass, because how dare you steal a pin from me? And Juicy J is on her back, looking up at the lights, blinking. And not that blinking like, oh my god, the lights are so bright. That blinking like, crash out coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, straight belt to ass. I feel like it's coming from him, and I don't think they're ready for it. I don't think they're ready. And to end it off, let's talk about the girls. Now, Big Mama, aka Rhea, is in Perth, Australia, promoting Crown Jewel. So she's not there to be with Io. Now, Io had her vignette during the show. It was basically like, listen, Asuka did open doors for me and Kyrie. She was a mentor. She was all these things. We were family. But you let jealousy and hate and a slew of other things come in there and screw everything up. While you helped me become champion, and I never disregard that, you weren't the only reason I was champion and stayed champion or became champion again. Okay, you weren't the only reason that happened. And while I didn't want to believe Rhea when she was talking to me about everything that looked the way it looked when it happened to her, that was happening to me, I now have to believe her because of what you did. So, we're not family no more. And at Crown Jewel, you always talking about how nobody's ready for Asuka. I'm going to show you why you're not ready for me. I was like, ooh, Io is ready to go. Now, Asuka cussed out Adam so bad. Now, mind you, Adam, this was earlier in the show, the way she was cussing out Adam, demanding a match between Kyrie and Io. Adam was like, I need a drink. And I was like, yeah, you need to get that yak at your desk and take you a shot. But then later on, when Bailey and Lyra was beating the hell out of Raquel and jumping in the R&R connection, he screaming and hollering. I was like, that pressure up. I don't think he's supposed to be mixing liquor and, your medication. I don't know, Adam. She cussed Adam out so bad, Adam just had to make the match. And then Kyrie was like, I don't want to face Io. I don't want to do that. She cussed Kyrie out so bad and smacked the dog-ish out of Kyrie and told her, you better win the match. Like, you're going to have that match and you better win or else. And it screamed her name. And Kyrie is looking like, how the hell did I get here? And I'm looking like, Kyrie, girl, if you need help, blink twice. Okay, you need help, blink twice. Okay, we got you. We're going to help you get up out of that situation. Baby, Kyrie was like, listen, it's better to win this match than hear her, do what she going to do or say what she going to say. So you know what she did? She got out there and her and Io was thumping. Now, before the match even really actually got to start, before the bell even rang, Io dives out the ring and lands on Asuka and is whooping up on Asuka. All you hear is the audience saying, whoop that trick. Get her, whoop that trick. I was like, y'all messy as hell. But, baby, Io and Kyrie did the damn thing in that match. And I would love to see a one-on-one match between them again without anybody else being out there. Like, let's do it. Let's run it with the two of them. Because they put on a fucking show. Now, it was a jumping situation because at some point by the end of that match, Asuka was helping Kyrie win it. Now, them Alabama slams that Kyrie delivered to Io, I was like, ooh. Now y'all make me like the Dragon Screw and the Alabama Slam. You don't like y'all people if y'all hit them with those two things. You don't, in my opinion. But baby, here we are. They beat the hell out of Kyrie. Not Kyrie. Kyrie and Asuka beat the hell out of Io at the end of the match. And I was like, oh my God. Y'all are stressing me out. And this was just the go-home show for Raw when it comes to Crown Jewel. We still have to have SmackDown. Mind you, SmackDown come on at 7 a.m. We will be, on my channel at 7 a.m. watching it. And if you can't get there live, obviously it's going to be on the playback and then I'm going to have a recap. But I was like, baby, this Crown Jewel is going to be messy. And the Crown Jewel, so far the lineup is champion versus champion, Tiffany and Stephanie, champion versus champion, Codarius and Kitten Hill, OTC, aka Supersonic versus the Thief, okay, will steal everything that's not nailed down and then come back with a, a D-nailer. I don't know if they make those to get everything that was nailed down. In an Australian street fight, we got the Kabuki Warriors versus Big Mama and Rio. That's gonna be wild. We got Mr. Silk Press versus Dimples, aka AJ Styles versus John Cena. I feel like I'm missing something. If I'm missing something, y'all let me know. But so far, I'm looking forward to Crown Jewel. It seems like it's going to be a PLE that's like has some great matches on it. Hopefully they get that better rating they want. But baby, this is a mess.